Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking a long and leisurely boat ride, in the waterways of the Bellisseria continent. I have a houseboat in the Bellisseria continent. And this is Bellisseria. This is my houseboat. And today I'm going to take this long trip up here to the river, through the waterways, not taking any tributaries, and down into this area. And then I will come on back out this way. I'm going to be tired after all that, and come out and go back to my boathouse. And I'm using this wonderful little boat. It's a very simple boat. It's not too complex. Now, this is a mini-map that I always keep open so that I can see where I'm going, what I'm doing, who's around me and who's not. And here we are, we're going out now, and I believe this is my boathouse, Linden Premium Boathouse, and heading out slowly into the Bellisseria Waterways for our nice, leisurely boat ride. Like I said, I'm using this particular boat. It's very simple. It's wonderful. It's easy to drive. And you can see all the stuff back up here. That's the other parts behind me of the Bellisseria home sim. And I wanted to tell you that before, as we drive, there's going to be some things that will suddenly start appearing on the screen, and that is because of my draw distance. I have a draw distance of 248 meters, which means it will only fill my video screen, my video memory and screen, with whatever is within my circular draw distance around me. And because the houses will have furniture in them, and people, and dishes, and TVs, and whatever, all that's got to be drawn in or loaded into my video memory whenever it's within my draw distance. So I try to keep my draw distance down to about 248. I have a pretty good computer, but it's not one of the best on the market. I have a good video card, but it's not the best NVIDIA card there is. But it is better than some people have. And here we're getting ready to go out into the Bellisseria Waterways from my boathouse dock. And I'm going to show you inside here why I like this boat. It's because my motor is a squirrel running on a wheel. This boat was created by a wonderful creator who made it for dinkies or small avatars, but I resized it and reconfigured it, changed some things to make it work for me, because I like the look of the boat. It's a simple boat, easy to control, easy to navigate, and very beautiful to see. I'll tell you more about that creator later. Now here we're going by the lighthouse. And I'm increasing my speed. I can increase it up to 6. I usually try to keep it a bit lower. One of the reasons I'm showing you this video at night is so that you will get a feel for what it looks like. I'm also not using the maximum draw distance I probably could do with my video card. Not right now. Instead of the environment, I have Barcelona and Raymond's Water at night as my sky and water. So I can set my own environment to the way I want to see it. Now you can see the little things popping in the trees and all that. They're coming within my draw distance. And so they're loading in and breathing in. And filling out properly. But the reason I'm only doing the 248, a lot of people use 128 meter draw distance, but I'm going to be doing the 248. I want you to experience Second Life as it really is in a practical sense. Most people do not have computers that can handle so much memory, being video memory and system processing power to handle more than 128 more than 248 draw distance, but you can get away with it. Mine is good enough that I could probably do well over 500. So like I said, whatever is in your draw distance loads into video memory. And your graphics card works harder, and that memory can set up and lag your system down. And that's why you cannot see some of the things over there, because they're in a different sim or a different region. 248 is way over here. That 248 is about 250 is about one sim for one region. And each one of those big boxes you see on the Minimap are a region. So 248 will not pull them in. Will not draw them in because they're so far away. Those houses and trees on the far east. But I'll get a little bit closer to some of this stuff. But I want you to experience Second Life as it really will be on a day-to-day basis. If you're running around with 500 and plus draw distance, you've got one hell of a monster machine, better than me. Now each one of these little white boxes is a parcel or a piece of land, a separate piece of land that they, users of Second Life, premium users, own. lack of a better word. They own it. And it's their home. Land. Up here we got an island coming into view on the right. And that is the Bellisseria Fairgrounds. They have a lot of events that go on there. And on Sundays, sometimes they have basically what's a boat parade where you can join in and with your own boat and follow along and take a trip with a lot of other people in a parade. I'm not really doing a lot of sightseeing here, or I'm not going to be doing a lot of sightseeing. There will be a few things I will point out, but really what this trip is about is enjoying the moment, taking the trip. I don't need points of interest. I just want to ride in my boat down the waterways, accomplish a goal, and experience the Linden Home Sim area of Bellisseria in part on my own. If you had a friend with you, or your wife, or your husband, or your boyfriend, or fiance, or whatever, or your cat, you could be enjoying this with them and engaging with them and talking about things going on here. Me, today I just want to ride in my boat, see the little amenities, areas that Linden Lab has put up into Second Life. But I'm not going to stop there. They also have, at some of these amenities in Bellisseria, a trolley boat, which is a tour that can take you around various points of interest in Bellisseria. And that's a wonderful thing to do. It's one of many things to do. Now we're coming right up on it. The entrance of the river that will take us on our journey to that big, huge lake, inland water lake or ocean, inland sea maybe. Yeah, it's probably an inland sea. It's not really a lake. It covers multiple sims or regions, so it is that. Now, as I said, each one of these white boxes, that's an entire region. That's an entire region. So we're going to, with the 248 draw distance, I'm not going to take these tributary roads. I'm taking the main waterway straight on down. Well, the 248 draw distance, I'm not going to be drawing in many things in a distance. But I will show you a little bit later what it's like to have over a 500 meter draw distance. Now these are people's houses. Linden premium houses. People live there, probably. And they can choose different houses. I think there are five or six different types of houses you can select from a menu, and it will build the house that you want, or select the house that you want. And the same with a boathouse. There are, I think, 5 or 6 that you can choose between. And you can personalize it, colorize it, add to it, subtract from it to suit your personality. A lot of people, unfortunately, I think, they get one of these houses and they rarely are there. They don't even bother furnishing it. They just set it as their home location. And when they log in, they end up there, go straight there when they log in, and then they go off and do other things. But that's part of life. If they wanted to stay at home, they're already doing that in their first life. So when they're in their second life, they want to be out and experiencing things. Not everyone. Some people are homebodies. Sometimes I'm a homebody. Sometimes I just want to take it easy, go slow, or go a little faster. Down these kind of waterways, I try to keep my speed between 2 or 3 or maybe 4. If I got a long run and there's nobody else on the waterway, I have to be courteous to others who are out boating, as I hope they will be courteous to me, and not have a student driver at the helm of the boat. Isn't this a lovely view? Even without seeing all the things in the distance that we could see. Look at that skyline. Look at that sunset. Look at that atmosphere. It is very relaxing. It's very satisfying to some. Now I'm taking, since there's no one else on this waterway, I'm taking a little bit of liberty. If you see the buoy here coming up, I really should not be passing on this side. Well, maybe I should. I can never remember these things. I don't. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be here on the and have the buoy to my right, and the person coming the other way is supposed to have the buoy to their right. So there are things we have to learn and remember, and I can't remember everything I need to remember. They see the landscape, the houses, the boathouses are rezzing in or appearing. Because if you look at our mini-map, we're in one sim or region, and all that stuff is on the border, and behind it is a different sim, or it's in a different sim. So as we get closer, it becomes apparent and it loads into video memory. But I will increase my draw distance in a little bit so that you can experience that. And it's not even going to be the full draw distance I could probably get away with. I just don't want to overload my graphics card because I don't know what people have in their houses that could be adding to the complexity of the scene that I am seeing loading into my graphics card and what my system has to process. Look at this person. They did a very good job. They even have their sea boat. Made an area for their sea boat. Very nice. They really made that a purposeful home and a usable home. This person over here with the White House, they did a great job with that, added another double decker to it. It's very nicely done. I love how people personalize things and make them their own. They just don't go with what they're given. They make it better and make it uniquely theirs. I do that in my own home. I have a boathouse because I'm a Linden Premium member, and so I have a Linden home, which I chose to boathouse rather than have a house. I don't need a house because I currently have a home in Darling Estates where I'm the manager and have been for many years, and we rent houses to other people, but my own home is there with my wife and all of our cats and our horses and all that stuff. So we've made that a personal thing. Now here we have a dock area. They have res areas. We call res areas where you can take your boat and make it appear in a res area, even if you don't own the land. And from there you can sail out and do whatever you need to do. They have them littered all over. Now notice that bridge there. It took a little bit of time because it's so far away, and it's at a corner of several cents. It took a little bit of time to come into view. That's normal, and that's what most people will experience, and how they will experience it. I'm going a little bit slower now. I want to give things in the distance a time come into my draw distance and appear. And if I'm driving too fast or going at a faster speed, I'm going to catch up to it. That's stuff before. It has time to fully come into view and fully load into view. Now once you're in an area or a sim, many things will come into view, but we're going down this river where we're crossing into multiple regions, one after the other, and it's going to take some time for things to load in if you do not have a massive draw distance and a monster computer that can handle the graphics and the processing needed to load everything. Now if you're inside one of these houses or one of these yards, you're not going to be traveling from region to region and reloading or loading in new objects and new trees and new houses. This will not be your experience if you're static, if you're just staying there, or standing there, or sitting there. If you're in the house, you won't be seeing all this. You're sitting on your front porch, you're going to have a nice view of your immediate surroundings. within your draw distance. I'm also going to take and change this to a day environment so that you'll see what the default shared environment is rather than what I'm using as a selectable environment. You can make it look the way you want it to look. It's great for taking photographs or videos because you want to make it look like you want it to look or get the most enjoyment out of it. The water can change, the sun position can change, the atmosphere, the clouds can change depending on how you like setting it up, or you can go with the default, which is fine too. It's a nice view. Now remember, when you're sightseeing, you still have to drive the boat. Don't crash into the rock when you're looking at a pretty thing, or a nice house, or an interesting cat in the yard. We're almost halfway through our trip here. And you're getting the full experience, I think, of how Second Life truly is. And how you will experience it if you're doing a trip like this, or driving, or, you know, if you're walking at a slow pace. Things will have much more time to load in. But when you're traveling like this, it takes a while for things at a distance to come within and then load within your draw distance. Now, you can see those little yellow dots on the minimap. That represents a person. So, if those people were within my draw distance, here we go with the shared environment. This is how it looks, and you're going to get a better representation of the actual colors, basic colors of the houses and other things. And when you change to a different environment setting, sky, it all changes. And I can change my water to see deeper into the water, or see less deep into the water, or see it glassy or reflective or murky. I can make it look the way I want it to look and experience it the way I want to experience it. Any way, even strange. They have some very strange ones in there. You can Make it look like you're going to 80. Let's stick with this one. While we're talking about the little dots, if there were a lot of people within my draw distance, it would be drawing in all their complexity too. Their avatars, their clothes, their shoes. If they were wearing high complexity things, that would be within my draw distance, even if I don't see them. Because what's being loaded is behind it. When you have the big draw distance, it's behind even things outside of your view. It's a draw distance, what loads it in. Everything are in that draw distance, whether you sitting here see it or not. That's why a lot of people don't keep big draw distances because it can slow down your computer, it can slow down your graphics, it can give you FPS issues, frame rates, and slow it down. Now, we're coming up on one thing I will show you. It's somebody who personalized their houseboat, a 1,024 meter parcel of land. And what they did with their houseboat, their personal boat, is the most amazing houseboat I have yet to see in Second Life. There may be many people who've done better or comparable to this, but I gotta show it to you because it's so amazing what they did with this basic houseboat, how they modified it to make it unique and completely theirs. Now the writing coming up here is going to say the same boat. It's all the same boat. The whole thing all the way down. And letting you know that. Here we are. The Bellisseria Squirrel. Look at that amazing design. They put in everything. A pool, bigger rooms, bigger decks. They put in something for the water boat. They put in a crow's nest from a ship and made it look like a ship. This is amazing what they did with this beautiful thing. It's beautiful. It's so uniquely done and so uniquely theirs. This is something someone can accomplish if they have the will and the desire to do it. Next door is not bad either. They did a great job on that, but you cannot compare to the squirrel here. But I think it's sort of funny because my motor is a squirrel. Now here we are. We've reached the big inland ocean. And that's the way I'm going to go out to go back to my houseboat down this way. But I want to go around the inland ocean because I want to increase my draw distance so that you will get some of the effect of having a larger draw distance. I don't usually do this because I don't need to, personally. I've been in Second Life so long, I already sort of built things into my head what's coming, and I'm used to things loading a little bit slower. The distance, because I don't pay much attention to it. But some people want to see it now. They want to see it from a distance, and you can do that. As long as your computer system and graphics card can handle it. And sometimes you just test it and see what happens. Increase the draw distance a little bit at a time. Increase your quality settings, a little at a time. Mine are not ultra settings. They're top of the tier, but mid-level, a little bit better than mid-level, but not ultra, with everything turned on in a massive draw distance, which we're about to do. I'm about to show you, because I'm going to take that risk and do something I haven't done in a very long time. And increase that draw distance. If there's a game in the Linden Realms, the Jurassic game, that recommends you have a 500 meter draw distance, and they've had that game up for a very long time. And I never, on my previous computer, I never dared it. Because when I tried to jump it up a little bit more, my frame rate would drop and drop and drop. And when it gets down below 10, 15 and 10, you gotta start worrying about it. Oh, you're freezing up your computer or graphics or stuttering. But I could do it with my new computer, the new work. So pretty good at graphics card. But we're gonna go ahead and go up to 520 on this. My draw distance. And while that loads in more from a distance, loading more into my graphic memory, filling in more of the gaps. Now don't forget that if you see up these boxes, this inland ocean is multiple regions big. So I still can't see stuff on the far side of it unless I increase my draw distance to 1,000, which I think is an impossibility to see that far away. And it would probably take a heavy toll on my computer system. I don't have the top of the line. And I don't need it. I don't do enough computer games that I would need that kind of thing. But here we are at 520 meters draw distance. That's maybe 3 sims, almost 3 sims worth, 3 regions worth of objects and plants and fauna and people and boats and fish, and we don't know what's under the sea here. It could be fish, there could be squid, there could be sharks. But now you see with the bigger draw distance, things are loading in very far away, 2 sims away almost, so it's filling it in more. I don't think I need that on a daily basis. I don't need that on a walking basis. If you've got, if I'm walking around and everything's loading in slow, if you've got less than 8 gigabytes of video memory, you probably don't want to go this high. Probably want to keep it down to 248, 128. I think most people use 128, especially at events where there are tons of people and tons of objects for sale, things like that. Because all those objects have to load into memory. Within your draw distance, they're within your video memory and your system memory. See far, far away to the left, those trees that haven't come quite into view yet, not fully. And now they're starting to appear a little bit more. They're 2 sims away. Now we're about to cross into a new region, and more appear. And the first 2 now have their trunks. If the other ones are farther away, they will eventually fit out. I can see slight stutter. Not stutter, but a frame slowdown. Now I don't have my recording set to compensate for that. This is how I'm seeing Second Life right now. But while it's trying to load all this stuff off in the distance, you can see the water a little bit slower. And my movement a little bit slower. Just because things are loading into graphics memory, loading into system memory. But now I can see the full scope of the land and more coming multiple regions away. But I wanted you to experience that. I wish I had the computer where I could increase my draw distance even more. But I might be able to, but I'm not going to risk it. And I really don't want to. I'm a little bit paranoid about that frame rate. Now, many sims or regions away, you can see the houseboats coming into view, appearing slowly, and then see them. And inside, if they had furniture or people, you'd see them. You wouldn't see them, but they're appearing. They're coming into existence in your graphics. Even if you can't see them because they're within your draw distance. I'm going to keep this 520 meter draw distance until the end of our journey. Because you saw us leave my boathouse. And I had a 248 meter draw distance. Is everything appearing? And when we go back, I want you to see how it is at a 520 meter draw distance. Now I'm going to be taking this side river, and heading back towards my London boathouse. And we're still quite a ways away. We still got about 18 minutes left on this journey, give or take. Yes, I'm not going as fast as I could go, but these are public waterways, and I'm being courteous. And I also don't want to go too fast where things are trying to load in too quickly as we get there too quickly before it has time to evolve. Sides here we have some more nice design, meaning what people have done inside their own homes to personalize. And down this river, there's going to be some Linden stop-off areas, or what they call res areas, where you can res or take from your inventory and make live your car or your boat, even though you don't own the land. res your boat or your car or your plane in these areas, and then go about your business on them. Here to the right, you see these two benches. This is Linden Res area, and I'm going to show you. They're clearly outlined usually. Under the water and above the water, and up on the street, there's going to be res areas. Clearly defined. I didn't mean those two. They're coming up here on the right. There we go. I see them now. There we go. You hear? These are res areas. They say res area. And under the water, you can see that too. It's a res area where you can put your car, your boat, and it will appear, and you can get on them, go ride, or whatever. If you made it this far with me, I do thank you for taking the time to experience this with me. Like I said, if you had your partner or friend or whoever with you, you could be experiencing this together, talking to each other about it. But me, sometimes I just want to go by myself. Enjoy the view by myself. Complete a goal by myself. And my goal for this was to come to my boathouse, come up and go down a river to a new ocean I've never been in before. I've never been in that area. And then come back up another river and go back to my home. My boathouse. I like the view. I like the, it doesn't have to look realistic. There are places in Second Life where you go and the houses look realistic. Unbelievably so. But in this kind of community with this many houses, all those little boxes up on the Minimap, those are all little parcels with a house on them that people call home. And when you get that much crowded together, the more realistic something looks, the more complex it looks, the more toll it takes on your graphics memory, the more it takes your system to process. But when you're at home, you don't want to be walking around and freezing and stuttering and all that, But there are some places that look so realistic as to be amazing. I mean, it's unbelievable. I usually like the Minimap too because I can put my mouse over different parts and see what that part was. Like that's a Linden home owned by Governor Linden. I can zoom out my Minimap too, so I can see where I've got to go, how far I've got to go. When I go back home, I'm going to come up and go around that lighthouse and go back to my house, or my boathouse. And coming up on the right is going to be another Linden amenity area where you're going to have beaches and shacks and roadway that goes with coffee houses and other nice things. So when I do a walking tour of these areas down the roadway or the sidewalks, I can go to find those places, go to those places, enjoy myself. The Squishy Pickle is what that area is called, that piece of land. You can find it in the Second Life search. Now the sun's setting, isn't that a wonderful view? Here's a Squishy Pickle. It's a beach area. A nice tiki kind of building and all that. And over here is the roadway and coffee house and the other thing. I zoomed out so you could see that. In a protected area, and a dock. Lighthouse. Now things are starting to come into view. Even though we passed by here on the way in, by it, that stuff over there that's loading right now is all new to my cache because it doesn't load in when we pass it by because it wasn't within my draw distance. So it doesn't have a copy, already a copy in my cache. So it's going to take that a little bit longer. So that's another thing. When something new to your inventory cache or your cache, it's something. Now I want to tell you about this boat. And it's going to take a minute for this to load. But Veloce Bertone, he made this We Wonders boat. He's a wonderful boat. And he made it for dinkies and small avatars. And he graciously let me have this for free and make the boat my own. And he's a big dinky creator and he gives things away. It's wonderful. But he's going to create a new version of this boat for us bigger avatars. He's such a gracious and wonderful personage in Second Life. He's one of those people that make Second Life enjoyable and fun for everyone. And he doesn't think about anything but the enjoyment of others. And he's brilliant. Look at this boat. It's beautiful. Simple to use, easy to use, and he's going to make his own version, a new version, an updated version for us bigger avatars instead of just a tiny little boat for the dinky. Wonderful man, and I respect him highly and his skills as a designer and an innovator. I hope I pronounced his name right. I sometimes wonder if I got it right. Now we're starting to see on the left and the right. When we came out of my boathouse I had a 248 draw distance. Now you can see all of that already there. All of that showing up already there, more or less. And when we were coming out of my boathouse, you remember, on the right-hand side, you couldn't see too much on the right hand side, only on the left because I was closer to the left. But now with the 520 meter draw distance, we're getting pretty much everything, even multiple Sims regions away. These boathouses are nice, and they're compact. They don't move, of course. They don't sail. But people can add on to them. I haven't done that. I've added a few tweaks to mine. But some people have added different levels to the boathouse to make it a fully usable home. And some people are still redesigning it. There's one coming up here. I'll show on the left. When we're coming back into my boat dock area. That they selected a different boathouse, got a different. They're going to do something different with it, and so they got certain things up in the air. And they probably got tired in the middle of it and left it up there. Some people do that. Me, I'm one of those weird guys. Unless I crash, I put all my toys away before I log out. I don't leave things in the air. But I understand why they're doing that. But if you notice, they're the only one doing that. Everybody else seems to have got all their things in order. Some newer people don't really think about themselves. Don't understand this is within other people's view. See, this guy put a double top on his. And this guy probably had that or something similar. Probably changed to a different houseboat to see if he liked that better. And so his stuff is still in the air, and he hadn't gotten around to clicking the menu and putting the other houseboat back up and maybe the other top with that. But I love that what they did with that houseboat. They made it a full thing. Now some people love these houseboats that are almost their homes. They're almost like land-based homes. And this is just great. It's a waterside home, not just a houseboat. Some people go with the basic. Some people go with something more extravagant. And some people like me just put up a wall here or there, add a little adjustment. I still got to get around to making my houseboat more livable, but I don't live there. I only come to visit there. If I had my way, I'd probably have a big fishing shack, but my wife would not allow that. Yes, I do listen to my wife. We are equal partners in what we do. And even though it's a really bright couch on the right, a bright couch up on our houseboat. I don't like that at all, but she wants it. She likes that couch. So we're keeping it. But I got to keep this boat. Married life is give and take. I don't like that white couch. I'm going to park my boat. We're pretty much done here. We've done our journey. I appreciate it if you stayed with me all through one sitting. And some of you may have paused it and come back later to watch it, and I appreciate that too. But I hope this gave you the full, real experience of this journey as it would appear to you in Second Life. I tried it with a 248 draw distance, a 200, the 520, and with daytime and nighttime and shared environments and all of that. I hope that you enjoyed it. I look forward to doing this again with a little bit more exciting video next time. So stick with me and I'll see you again another time.